Have you ever wondered what it would be like to walk among the greatest marvels of the ancient world? Structures so magnificent they were celebrated as wonders. Today, we're traveling back in time to explore the 7 wonders of the ancient world, one breathtaking chapter at a time. Let's begin this journey. Our first wonder is the only one still standing today, the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Built over 4,500 years ago, this colossal structure is believed to have been served as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, who ruled during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. Imagine a pyramid made up of more than 2 million stone blocks, each weighing several tons. Initially standing at 146.6 meters, the Great Pyramid was the world's tallest human-made structure for more than 3,800 years. Over time, most of the smooth white limestone casing was removed, which lowered the pyramid's height to the current 138.5 meters, 454.4 feet. What is seen today is the underlying core structure. Even now, it remains a mystery how the ancient Egyptians constructed it so precisely. The pyramid's immense size and fascinating engineering have captivated minds for centuries and is the oldest of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Next, we travel to ancient Babylon in modern-day Iraq, to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. They were described as a remarkable feat of engineering, with an ascending series of tiered gardens containing a wide variety of trees, shrubs and vines, resembling a large green mountain constructed of mud bricks. It was said to have been built in the ancient city of Babylon, near present-day Hilla, Babel province, in Iraq. According to legend, King Nebuchadnezzar II built these gardens to his Median wife, Queen Amytis, because she missed the green hills and valleys of her homeland. This was attested to by the Babylonian priest Berossus, writing in about 290 BC, a description that was later quoted by Josephus. This wonder was a paradise of lush greenery, towering terraces and flowing water, a stark contrast to the surrounding desert. Although there's little archaeological evidence, the gardens remain an enduring symbol of luxury and love. The Hanging Gardens are the only one of the 7 wonders for which the location has not been definitively established. There are no extant Babylonian texts that mention the gardens, and no definitive archaeological evidence has been found in Babylon. Now, let's move to Greece. The statue of Zeus at Olympia was a giant seated figure, about 12.4 meters tall. This statue honored the king of the gods and was made of ivory and gold, sculpted by the renowned artist Phidias around 435 BC at the sanctuary of Olympia, Greece, and erected in the Temple of Zeus there. Zeus is the sky and thunder god in ancient Greek religion, who rules as king of the gods of Mount Olympus. Zeus sat on a massive throne exuding power and majesty. In 391 AD, the Christian Roman Emperor Theodosius I banned participation in pagan cults and closed the temples. The sanctuary at Olympia fell into disuse. Sadly, this wonder didn't survive the ages and was destroyed before the end of the 6th century AD, with conflicting accounts of the date and circumstances. Its legacy only lives on in ancient Greek descriptions and representations on coins and art that paint a picture of pure divinity. Our fourth wonder is the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus in present-day Turkey. Also known as the Temple of Diana, was a Greek temple dedicated to an ancient localized form of the goddess Artemis, equated with the Roman goddess Diana. This temple was considered the largest in the ancient world. Its beauty was unmatched, adorned with sculptures, paintings, and countless columns. The earliest version of the temple was attributed it to the Amazons. In the 7th century BC, it was destroyed by a flood. Its reconstruction, in more grandiose form, began around 550 BC and took 10 years to complete. This version of the temple was destroyed in 356 BC by an arsonist. The next, greatest and last form of the temple is described in Antipater of Sidon's list of the world's 7 wonders. I have set eyes on the wall of lofty Babylon, on which is a road for chariots, and the statue of Zeus by the Alpheus, and the Hanging Gardens, and the Colossus of the Sun, and the huge labour of the high pyramids, and the vast tomb of Mausoleum. But when I saw the house of Artemis that mounted to the clouds, those other marvels lost their brilliancy. And I said, Lo, apart from Olympus, the sun never looked on aught so grand. But despite its grandeur, it was destroyed multiple times, by floods, fires, and eventually by human hands. Next, we have the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. In present-day Bodrum, Turkey built as a tomb for King Mausoleum of Korea between 353 and 351 BC. This structure was so impressive it gave us the word mausoleum. The structure was designed by the Greek architects Satyros and Pythias of Priene, with Egyptian and Lycian influences. Its elevated tomb structure is derived from the tombs of neighboring Lycia, a territory Mausolus had invaded and annexed c. 360 BC, such as the Nereid monument. With beautiful sculptures decorating its base, the mausoleum was approximately 45 meters in height, and the four sides were adorned with sculptural reliefs. For years it stood as a masterpiece of ancient architecture and contained 400 freestanding sculptures. The mausoleum was considered to be such an aesthetic triumph that Antipater of Sidon identified it as one of his 7 wonders of the ancient world, until it too succumbed to time and destruction by successive earthquakes from the 12th to the 15th century. It was the last surviving of the 6 destroyed wonders. The word mausoleum has now come to be used generically for an above-ground tomb. Sixth, we have the mighty Colossus of Rhodes on the Greek island of the same name. Was the statue of the Greek sun god Helios, erected in the city of Rhodes by Keres of Lindos in 280 BC. Built to celebrate a successful defense of Rhodes city against an attack by Demetrius I of Macedon, who had besieged it for a year with a large army and navy. It was one of the tallest statues of the ancient world that guarded the harbour of Rhodes in ancient Greece. According to most contemporary descriptions, the Colossus stood 33 meters high, approximately 2/3 of the height of the modern Statue of Liberty from feet to crown. But its reign was brief. The statue stood for 54 years until a 226 BC earthquake caused significant damage to large portions of Rhodes, including the harbour and commercial buildings, which were destroyed. The statue snapped at the knees and fell over onto land. Ptolemy III offered to pay for the reconstruction of the statue, but the Oracle of Delphi made the Rhodians fear that they had offended Helios, and they declined to rebuild it, leaving only fragments of its former glory. Our final wonder brings us to Egypt once again. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, also known as the Pharos, guided sailors safely into the harbour. It was constructed in the 3rd century BC. After Alexander the Great died by the Ptolemaic kingdom of ancient Egypt during the reign of Ptolemy II, Philadelphus, 282–47 BC. It has been estimated to have been at least 100 meters in overall height. At its apex was a mirror which reflected sunlight during the day. A fire was lit at night. Extant Roman coins struck by the Alexandrian mint showed that a statue of Triton was positioned on each of the building's 4 corners, and a statue of Poseidon or Zeus stood on top. The light was produced by a furnace at the top, and the tower was said to have been built mostly with solid blocks of limestone and granite. Its light could be seen for miles, powered by a blazing fire. The lighthouse was severely damaged by 3 earthquakes between 956 and 1323 AD and became an abandoned ruin. It was the 3rd longest surviving ancient wonder, surviving in part until 1480, when the last of its remnant stones were used to build the citadel of Kite Bay on the site. Its legacy as a beacon of safety and innovation shines on. These wonders were marvels of human ambition, creativity, and belief, standing tall and bold against the sands of time. Civilizations rose and fell, yet the legendary stories of these magnificent wonders continue to captivate and inspire. Each wonder tells a story of a civilization's greatest achievements, its dreams, and its legacy. And as we look back, we're left to wonder, what other secrets lie buried in the sands of time, waiting to be rediscovered? Make sure to like and subscribe and join us as we uncover more secrets of humanity's greatest creations. See you next time.